one of the biggest tips I give you is just to keep the stuff out of your mouth. I know that might sound facetious, but it's just the fact of it, isn't it? I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery and habitsunplugged.com. We're trying to help you to stop drinking alcohol, to move on to that next stage where you never drink alcohol again, and then to live a life that you want to live, the best version of yourself. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe by clicking the link down below, and give us a like. It's not going to cost you anything, or a dislike if you like. That's okay as well. It all counts. Listen, I've got a comment today from Daniel Pirikahu. Sorry if I got your name wrong. I'm always butchering names, so don't mind me. Anyone have any tips on how to stop and stay that way? Thanks. Do you know what, Daniel? I mean, I say this all the time, and I really am. I'm not trying to be facetious in any way. I don't. It's all good from my perspective, right? But stopping alcohol is really, really, really simple. There is only two choices in it. It's a binary choice. You either put the alcohol into your mouth or you don't, right? And you have to look at it from that simplicity. Alcohol quitting is very complicated, or people make it very complicated because there's a lot of people that want to, to make it, to help you to think that it's complicated, but it's not. You put the alcohol in, you don't put the alcohol in. Your alcohol problem has been created because you put the alcohol in over and over and over again. Every mouthful of alcohol has contributed to where you are now, to your dependence, or to whatever you want to call it. So it's all down to that. Sorry, I just something on this. Yeah, it's all down to that. I mean, the more you complicate it, the more complicated it's going to be for you. Now, the afterwards, that's where all the hard work has to be done. After you stop drinking alcohol, most people don't get to the afterwards because they allow themselves to get over emotional about it, and they allow the propaganda of quitting drinking alcohol in that industry to permeate everything that they do. They believe that they're an alcoholic. They believe that they're diseased. They believe that this is the way they're going to stay for the rest of their lives, and they've got no choice about it. They've got no control over this, that this is something wrong with themselves. This is a victim mentality, and if you have that kind of a mentality, you're going to have a victim life. You're going to be victimized all your life, not by anyone else but by yourself, right? Before I get all the nuts coming out of the woodwork, right, there is medical issues, right? There's certain people who've got medical issues with this, and they have to have there's got to be, you've got to go down to the doctor. Some people have drunk that much alcohol that there is proper damage to their bodies, right? Proper damage to their brains, in some cases. So you have to get that side of things sorted out. The physical side of things sorted out before you can sort out the mental side of things. But one of the things that keeps people stopping is the fear of the unknown, the fear of what might happen to them or what is not going to happen to them. And it's another area where you can go down to your doctor and you can have a chat with them and just say, well, look, this is where I am with my alcohol use, and this is what I want to do. What are my risks? And they will tell you what your risks are, and they will tell you as well what your options are in terms of if you have to wean off alcohol, for instance, right? Most people don't. Most people who are not drinking all day long don't have to wean off alcohol, right? Some people might do, but there's, like I say, most people don't. If you have any fear at all about that, if you think that you're at risk in any way, shape or form from the physical side of this, you need to go to your doctor. And like I say, the physical side of this is not because of the alcohol that you're drinking right now, it's because of all the alcohol that you've drank before. So it's a consequence of the damage to your body that has been caused, right? So all the rest of this is about changing your life, trying to accommodate your new way of thinking, accommodate a life without alcohol. Now, you did this for many years before you started drinking. So that, there's human beings are not designed to do that. So it's a natural thing to move into that state where you're not drinking alcohol anymore. It's unnatural to drink alcohol, and I don't care how many people say, well, 1 or 2 is okay. That's okay. That's your body, your life. You do what you want with it. But for anyone who wants to stop, you have to look at it like that. That it's completely unnatural to drink a poison, a toxin, right? And this is what we're doing here. So look at this like it is, like it's alcohol use, like it's drug use. This is what it is. You're using a drug in order to change something that's going on in your mind, right? It's a psychoactive drug. Psychoactive means that it's changing something inside in your brain. This is what most drugs do, right? If they change something that's happening upstairs. So you have to look at it like it's a drug, like you are a drug user, and this is what you're trying to get away from. So look at it like it's a poison. Look at it like, you've got to be realistic with this, right? Get it into the state of mind where you're searching out facts. You're not searching out things that are conjecture. You're not reading stories to pamper your own ego and to make it okay for you to drink alcohol. You're looking for those scientific facts that are saying to you, look, there was a big study done there recently. There was a big thing that was done there recently which said that there is no safe amount of alcohol that you can drink. So have a look at that. If I remember, I'll put a link in the post below. And like I say, look at it from that perspective. Have a goal at what you're trying to achieve in life. You're trying to get to a place where you're moving forwards into something that you want to do in your life. Have a goal that you're aiming towards. One of the biggest mistakes that people make in this whole journey is that they start out from the perspective of, right, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol, but they don't think what they're going to do after that. They might think about it from the perspective of, what am I going to substitute alcohol for, right? So I still want to live my old life, and I still want to go to bars and pubs, and I still want to live exactly like I'm living before, but I want to switch out the alcohol for something else, right? Some people choose another drug. We did a video on that a couple of weeks ago where they say, well, I'm going to switch alcohol for marijuana. I think it's a big mistake. Other people choose a substitute like alcohol-free beer. And it doesn't work because you're trying to substitute something. You're trying to fit something into your life so that you can continue doing the life that you want to live. And the point is that your alcohol life has been built up because of your alcohol drinking. So that life has been grown around a specific behavior, a specific way of thinking. Once you take away the alcohol and you still try and do the alcohol thinking, you still try and do the alcohol behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't work. It doesn't, it doesn't fit in with this. So you have to change your whole narrative. You have to change the way you think about alcohol, the way you behave around alcohol. You have to change your life so that you're not, I don't go to bars anymore. The only reason I did it at the beginning was because I wanted to watch football, and then we watched the football and we left as soon as we possibly could. So if you keep going back and you're trying to live the same old life again, guess what's going to happen? The triggers are going to keep firing off over and over and over again. You're not going to get away from those triggers. So have a goal that you want to aim towards. This is where you want to be in your life, and look at it from the perspective of I'm going to have a goal for my relationships. I'm going to have a goal for my work life. I'm going to have a goal for my free time. What am I going to do during my free time? What am I going to save my money up to do? What is my end goal? What do I want to do in my life? This is a huge part of Habits Unplugged, because the more you move away from alcohol, the more you move away from the alcohol thinking, the more you move away from the alcohol behavior, the more you move away from the environment where you drank alcohol, all of that bullshit you have to leave behind. The more you move away from that, the easier it's going to be for you. It's like if you're a heroin user and you're trying to give up heroin, the last thing you want to do is carry on hanging around your heroin user buddies, right? And going into the places where they're still using heroin. It's exactly the same thing here. You have to think along the same lines, right? So have a goal that you're aiming towards, have a plan on how you're going to get there. You can have a 5-year plan and work towards that 5-year plan, but chunk it down into smaller plans. What I'm going to do in a year's time, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be in 6 months' time? Where do I want to be in a month's time? Where do I want to be in a week's time? And then take it slowly, steadily, but surely towards that thing. And understand this, right? Like I said before, you've got to think in rational thoughts, right? You've got to apply reason to it. Try and use your rational mind to overcome your emotional outbursts, if you like. It's an emotional time, right? You're trying to get rid of something which has helped you through a lot of different stuff. If you're anything like me, I was using alcohol for so many different things, for entertainment, for socializing, for relaxation, to go to sleep, when it was sunny outside, when it was raining outside, when it was cold outside, all of these things. They're just excuses, but this is the way your life has been going. This is the way my life was going. So you have to break it all down from that perspective and think about it from a very rational and reasonable point of view. Use your reason to overcome your emotions, if you like, right? And just understand that nobody can do this for you. You can sign yourself up for one of these top of the range dry out clinics, where all the stars go. You can sign yourself up for one of those, and you can pay 30 grand a month for these things. But they can't do it for you. You are the one that has to stop drinking alcohol. So you sign yourself up. Let's say you go into one of these places for a month. There's no alcohol around. You're getting the best of treatment. You're getting medical care. You're getting all your wants and needs catered for. And then you come back out of there and you go back into your old life again. And what are you going to do then? When the alcohol is there is no alcohol inside of these dry out clinics. So like I say, there's one guaranteed way of stopping drinking alcohol, and that's to get yourself locked up for a few months. If you're in prison, you can't get alcohol, or get somebody to drop you off in a desert island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean where you've no hope of getting off, and then they'll pick you up in 6 months' time. It doesn't mean to say that when you come out of that and you get back into your normal life again, that you're not going to slip back into your old routines. So you have to do this. You have to take responsibility for this. If you're not responsible, if you blame anything or anyone or anything outside of yourself for your drinking, your past, your present, your future, whatever, if you blame anything outside of yourself, you take away your control, and it's in that part of yourself that you don't take responsibility for. That's where all the damage is done. So I hope that makes sense, Daniel. I really, this is I can't tell you how much of a great life this is, and it doesn't come about easily. It's a very simple thing to do, to not put the alcohol into your mouth, but then it's a difficult thing to change your life. Because you've got to work at it. You've got to work at it every day. You've got to think about it every day. You've got to plan. You've got to make sure that you do those things that are going to make those plans come about. You've got to set goals to aim towards. And like I say, you've got to do this every single day. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So, but it's well worth it. Anything that you work towards, anything you aim towards that is of value will make you stronger. Will make you a fitter human being to live your life and to get to that best possible version of yourself. And that's what it's all about for me. So listen, if you want help to stop drinking alcohol, we've got 2 ways of doing it. We've got our Habits Unplugged program, which there's a link down below. We've got a $1 trial for 7 days. After that, it's $39 a month. We've also got an annual offer, but we've got a free book as well, so that link is down below as well. It's Habits Unplugged, 10 steps to stop drinking alcohol. There's a lot of good information in there that will change your mindset, and change the way you think about things. But you have to, like I say, download the book. So click on the link, go to the website, put your first name in and your email address, The book will be sent out to you straight away. Open the book and read it, and put into practice the stuff that's in there, and it will get you a lot of the way forwards. It'll get you started out in the journey, and that's the point of the book. So take care of yourself. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.